And so the last thing was with I haven't been able to go to Best Buy. This is the bad news. My cat is 18 years old, and I always thought that she would just go peacefully in her sleep. You know, just wake up one day and she'd be gone. And she has been crying these like awful cries. And she usually cries in the middle of the night because she's, cats are nocturnal. She wants attention. It's like, really? But these were much more intense cries. And this was going on for a few days. And I'm like, what's going on? None of us have been getting any sleep, me or my kids. And so when I finally got up, I couldn't take it. One morning I fell back asleep. I didn't wake up till 10. When I got up, I noticed she was having trouble. We have to keep her food higher because my sinvergüenza chihuahuas will eat her food. So we have to keep it on the edge of the table. And we built like little steps for her to go up. And if you don't watch the chihuahuas, they'll do it too. But she was having a really hard time getting up there. And I said, oh man, she's just really old. And so we tried to lower it for her, but then she got angry that we moved it on her. And we noticed that one of her pupils, I don't know if any of you guys know about this, but one of her pupils, it closed all the way and there's a tiny little slant. And the other pupil, it got really big. And so she's got one slant and one big pupil. And we were looking up, and it definitely means several different types of diseases. I mean, she's old. And we felt so bad for her. And really, we just would like for her to go peacefully in her sleep. And we discussed, euthanasia. And I called the same vet. She's really good. They're really good. Obviously it's more of like a private practice vet. She's the one who helped me with Sunny. And I asked her, I figured Sunny was 100 pounds and my cat is only 50. Well, she's lost weight. That's the other thing. She's lost a lot of weight. She was 17 pounds. Now she looks about 15 pounds. And they still wanted to charge me the same price because she wanted to give her an exam first before deciding, so she could give me the options. At 18, there's no options. My mom went through this. They milk you. Oh, well, you could do x-rays, you can give her pills, she can have surgery. She's 18. And so they charge you about $70 for that, and then you pay for between paying for the exam, the euthanasia, and disposal, it comes up to $330. They didn't even charge me that much for Sunny. It was like $275, and I paid an extra $15 to get his paw prints. So I'm like, for a 15-pound cat. So I don't want her to suffer. And they were like, my family was like, look, it's not like, she's crying, but it's not. Maybe she's just gonna go in her sleep. So we decided not to do that. But we've just been dealing with that, and that's why I hadn't gotten a Best Buy. So yesterday morning, I thought I was gonna be doing a crying video today or something, or not do a video at all today. I heard a thud, a really hard thud. She was underneath my chair, and her whole body slammed on the floor, and she went into like a seizure, like convulsions. I'm having a nervous breakdown. My daughter's having a nervous breakdown. We're screaming. My son gets up. He's like, what do I do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just screaming. My daughter's screaming. I'm crying. And I was like, God, please just let her go peacefully to sleep. Please, I don't want her to suffer. And I thought that was it. I thought it was over. But this is one strong kitty. After about 5 minutes of that, my son is trying to soothe her, maybe think that would calm her. But she got up. And she was off balance, but she started walking around my living room. My living room is pretty big here. This apartment is small, but I have a pretty big living room. She was just going in one big circle in my living room, one big circle, wobbling and wobbling. Her tongue was hanging out. She was panting. And I said, look, we can't let her suffer. So I called the low cost clinic, and they would only charge me 108. But that was going up into Houston, and I would have had to bring her in a carrier, and we would have been sitting there waiting and all that stuff, and I just wasn't sure how comfortable she would be, and with being there with whatever 10 other people and their dogs barking and their cats hissing, and my daughter had a therapy appointment. At this point, I was like, it's gonna have to be after the therapy appointment because she needs to see a therapist today. Once they get booked, they get booked, and then the next appointment won't be for like another week or two. So it was like an hour before my appointment that she went behind my daughter's bed, but her little head was sticking out. She just laid there. And I honestly didn't think she was going to make it by the time I got back from the doctor. But my son laid with her. So my son laid with her like for 2 hours, just waiting for her. We thought that she was just going to go. And when I get back from my daughter's therapy appointment, she's just like nothing ever happened. Her eyes are still like that though. And basically, I mean, she's just old. And they were saying that it's like 3 different diseases. One of them is kidney failure. Now she missed the litter box, but the day before the convulsion. But she's been okay now, and like some other diseases that it could be, and my family's telling me that I should just go ahead and do it because I don't want her to suffer. But at the same time, she's just acting like nothing happened. She's just been so peaceful. Just in the morning, she wakes us up with those horrible cries. And she just wants to be petted. She just wants you to pet her. So we have not been sleeping. We've been up with her in the wee hours of the morning, just taking turns soothing her. We have to now, what we have to do is we have to put her food down. When she's up and she cries, we feed her, and then we have to put it back up again because we left it there. And my dogs, are just naughty. They just seem like Gwen says they're terrible, and they eat it all up on her, and it's special food for old cats, So, that's just been something we've been going through. So I haven't even made it to Best Buy. I did call them because I want to make sure they don't have, not too many Best Buys have Magnolia, and I'm not sure if my daughter's still going, but tomorrow she wants to go to a meetup, and
I'm going.
You are?
You
can't stay, okay. And then from there, I'm going to drive over. There's a Best Buy. I don't know how many miles, maybe 10, I don't know, 5-10 miles. I can't tell distance, but it's, it's not near there, but at least there's a highway right there that I drop her off to that I can get on and go to this Magnolia place. And the only problem I'm foreseeing is that the issues that I'm having, it crashes, it freezes, it crashes, and then sometimes it pixelates, but it's sporadic. And they're telling me that if they can't find a problem, that that's that. So that's, I'm going to be upset because I don't care if you don't see the problem. It's there, it's sporadic, and it happens every day. And sometimes it could happen 3 times. I think one time it happened like 5 times in a day, and sometimes it'll just happen once a day, but it happens every day. So that's an issue I'm foreseeing, but I'm just gonna take advantage after I drop off my daughter at this meetup to go take it in. And they said I don't need an appointment. Saturdays it's probably super duper packed, so I hope I'm not gonna be standing there because my hips are just been killing me so bad. It's probably from stress. My fibromyalgia is really bad right now. And I did talk to the doctor because I think it really would help me if I could remove the pannus. And they said that I am a candidate for it because of the infection when I went to the emergency room 4 years ago. Usually he says that it has to happen more than once. And it has to be documented, which it was documented, but it lasted me a while. And I remember when I was trying to get Medicaid, I went to a doctor, and I don't know if she documented it, but I told her that I'm having issues with, infection there, and that the, powder is like $60 for a small little powder. And she told me it's cornstarch, and that's been really really helping me. And then this year I started feeling like I was getting the infection again, but it was only happened like I think once, and or maybe happened a couple of times, but I didn't go to a doctor for it, so I really don't know. But let's see what happens. They told me that it just depends on the insurance company. You know, sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, but I am a candidate, so I'm gonna see a doctor for that. So I might have another surgery, but this is just, actually they're just opening up the skin. It's not like they're opening up the meat, you know, and messing with organs. You're just gonna remove, you know, open the skin and remove the fat and the extra skin, and then sew it up again. And I think that will help me a lot. I think it helped me with my back, with my hips. So let's see what happens with that. And I made the appointment to see the colonoscopy doctor. I don't want to, but I just think it might, you know, I mean, I already have cancer in my family. My grandfather died of colon cancer, so it needs to be done. So, not that I want to. So anyway, those are my updates. So yeah, so that's it. And heads up, end of July this month they will be redoing the walls again. You know, many places do their walls twice a year. HEB just does them once a year. And Milani's Milani mats, they've been coming back into the stores, so they're going to be resetting the wall for that. And so hopefully you'll be seeing your Jordana mats. My daughter got some, and I compared them to Milani, and they are not the same. They are different, and actually those colors were actually kind of nicer. The Jordanas, which is the sister company to Milani. So yeah, so that's it, and hopefully I will see you next week. Hopefully, you know, all will be well. So, okay. Love you all. Bye.